And we're live. So, welcome everybody to yet another live interview show with Become a Fearless Father. And my guest today is my fellow entrepreneur dad, Ron Cool, and I should say, fellow podcaster, Ron Cool. Ron, thank you so much for being on. Man, we're going to talk about anything and everything that we are passionate about. So, we most likely will be talking about podcasting. But first, man, when we talk about podcasting, let me say this real quick. The podcasting community, especially what we're in, right, is so cool. Look at Gina, right? Excited for this. I love that. We haven't even started yet, and she already left this message. Doesn't that warm your heart? I mean, I get excited
That's
about it.
amazing. It's amazing.
That's awesome. Now, Ron, real quick, brother. One thing that I have with podcasting, right? If you podcast, what if you know you have you do interviews, right? In your podcasting, correct?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So you know you have a very, very important podcast, right? So a very important guest. Doesn't matter who it is. We're just going to assume it's a really big one. He's coming on. You wake up in the morning and you feel blah, just like, oh my God, I feel so horrible. What do you do to make sure that you show up?
Wow, that's a tough question out of the gate, man. All
Right?
right, so let's see.
Hey.
I always take a minute to just kind of take a deep breath, and then for me, it's not really about me. It's about my guest and making sure that they're represented to the best that I can do for the listeners, right? It's less about me. It's more about those people that are tuning in week after week, show after show, really wanting to give my best for them. That's what inspires me.
Nice, nice. So you look for that inspiration. You're like, okay, I feel crap, but that right now doesn't matter. Just put it aside. What matters is my purpose, my audience, and what I want them to learn or get inspired, so they can have a better life or so they can improve their whatever it is. Right? I love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
See, that's why I throw the ball and you just go back. That's why we
Perfect.
start off with a question like that, Ron. Beautiful.
right.
Love it. Thank you so much, Ron. So that's the way we start. Now people know who's Ron. Dude, everybody watching this just saw Ron's answer, just saw the questions like, man, that makes so much sense. Hit that heart button as many times as you can. Show Ron some love. Besides that, it will help us to get more people engaged, and the more audience we have, I'm telling you right now, it helps us to give you more, right? It gives you energy. More people, more comments. We love it. So keep it coming. All right.
Absolutely.
Let's get going right away. Ron, share with us a little bit about who's Ron Cool, what's your background story, and I always emphasize, please share as well, what's the family setup as we're entrepreneur dads. I love the full picture. All right. Go ahead, man.
Perfect. Okay. Well, Ron Cool, Colorado, father of 6.
Nice. There
Three
you
and
go.
three, 3 boys, 3 girls. And for me, it's my second marriage. I always tell everyone, just go to your second marriage. It's better. You kind of know what you want out of life. You know what you want out of life. And my wife makes me a better person. So we have 3 kids together. And, for me, looking back on my life, I was in the traditional job, right? And I was the director of operations and chief operating officer for a nationwide restaurant chain. We were expecting our 3rd child, and I started getting those what if questions, right? And we were like, gosh, is this what I should be doing? And that started creeping up. Are we going to have enough time for family time? Are we going to be able to connect with our children? Are we going to be able to provide for our children the way we want to? That was a real conversation my wife and I were having. And what we did is, what if we could do something different to provide the same level, but be engaged with our children more? And that's what kind of led us down this entrepreneurial journey again, and creating the podcast, really starting to hack people's hindsight, which is our show. And, that's been something where, we're able to connect with so many entrepreneurs out there and ask questions about what they would do or what advice they would give themselves in the past. So for us, it's like, gosh, if we can learn from their hindsight, help other people and other entrepreneurs hack their foresight to be better planners, organizers, parents, fathers, money savers, whatever it is, we've kind of done our job. I'm very passionate about developing people. That's something that drives me. It's less of what I do, and it's more of just getting those people to understand, hey, you can do this. And if I can just be the person that kind of push you over the edge, I did my job.
I love that. I should have shared it when you were done talking. Quickly, this is the group, right? Where everybody can get connected with you, find the information. I want to share it right now, and I'll share it at the end again. But people that are watching right now, you can check it out. It's in the comment section, so it's easy, accessible. Make sure to answer all the questions. I always say that.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. We have a cool little thing that's happening that we're just starting. So a lot of people understand that Dream 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people are hitting the Dream 100 ceiling. So you're chasing this unicorn, and that Dream 100 might be out of reach, just a little bit, right? So what we're doing is we've created a course that's called the Now My Dream 22. And it's really to help you level up your business through JV partnerships, where you're helping someone else get better and you're helping yourself get better. And then pretty soon, you're on someone else's Dream 100.
Exactly. I like that. We're going to talk about the JV partnership in a minute.
Nice.
I got to ask you this.
Yes.
Because you went from this to this. You went from to, right? What I mean is you went from what if, meaning to successful entrepreneur, yay, and we didn't go in between. So
No.
Right? And yes, I can understand. And there's a lot of dads out there that are probably like, what if, or, I can't connect enough with my wife. I can't connect enough with my kids. What if, I can do this and still make my money and be a successful entrepreneur? What is, just for people to understand, what is that path like to get from what if to becoming a successful entrepreneur?
Oh my gosh. So first and foremost, I had a conversation with my wife. First and foremost, I was like, that conversation that truly, it was a lengthy conversation, and it ended with, she said the following: I believe in you. If you say you can do it, then I will support you.
Awesome.
And the support piece, if you can't get your loved one or your partner or your spouse to support, then you're fighting two battles, right? Entrepreneurships, it's all not Lambos and Porsches and crazy houses and beaches. That's not what it is, right? For me, it was about time freedom, less about money freedom. I was tired of trading my time for money. That was the piece that I was kind of unwilling to do from here on out. Now, after that conversation, I went straight into network marketing, because I've done that in the past, had some very successful in it, jumped up to 26,000 a month in sales very, very quickly. So I was like, hey, I can do this. And my wife's like, I don't know, and I was like, no, just trust me. And she goes, okay, I'll support you. Did that, popped up. All of a sudden I was on stage speaking again. I was on the weekly Zooms, giving the presentation. My team was growing.
Nice.
However, it was not exactly what I wanted to do. What I loved about it was the nurturing, the development, the passion, the getting people developed. I hated the selling part of it. The selling part. Yeah. And so I was like, gosh, if I can just do something where I can just focus on my passion. And luckily I have a partner, Corey Carter, who is my co-host on Hindsight Hacking. And we heard of something called, I heard of something called sideways marketing. Didn't know what that was. And it turned out it's funnels, right? And so I was like, I need you to go figure out what in the world sideways marketing is. And so he came back, he found ClickFunnels, and then we started learning about publishing, get out there, have your voice heard, all of these things. And what we found was the podcast arena with Jamie Atkinson. Went through his class. I'm a coach in his program now. I love it. But we were able to start publishing. And what we found is we were attracting guests that frankly shouldn't have been on our show. Like we just weren't told these people shouldn't have been on our show yet. Usually these people don't get on our show until you have hundreds of shows. You've created a huge following, and all of a sudden these people were coming on our show, which was cool. But we went in with the mindset of, why wouldn't you be on our show? It's a cool show. Right? And so going back from making a decision, I tried multiple things until I found what felt right. And then I focused solely on that. And then when I focused on that and I had clarity in the focus, I ran.
Nice. I like that. I love it. You got almost going quiet. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I love it, man. So that all comes down to what I find so important, right? What I find the key, and I'd love to hear your philosophy, but it's all about massive action.
Right.
So how do you make sure that every single day you are taking that massive action? Here comes a trick. Without spending too much time, because you're saying like, I'm doing this, so I have time freedom. The trap, the big trap that I see every single entrepreneur fall into is, I changed my 40-hour job for an 80-hour entrepreneur business.
Right.
The goal is, so I understand that you do that in the beginning, but there's some that just keeps going. And if that's your passion, it's great. But we are entrepreneur dads. Your family will fall apart sooner than later, right?
Yes,
so
exactly.
What do you do to make sure that you're taking massive action, but you're still focusing on that time freedom?
Yeah, so I plan. Like I'm a planner. I'm a color coder. If you see my calendar, it's crazy. It makes sense to me. And I plan out family time. I block out times. And then, I'll use an example for the podcast. Okay. When we started, we were available for interviews every single day, no matter what time. Didn't care. You sign. Here's my link. Pick a time. We'll figure it out. Right. Yep. Now we only do podcast interviews on Thursday or Fridays. That's it. And we do a podcast hour, which is another version of what we do, only on Saturdays. So there's 3 days a week between certain times, because I break it out for lunch. I break it out for this. I mean, it's a little bit different now because of where the world's at, right? So now homeschooling added into the world craziness, right? Yep. And luckily, my wife does an amazing job at homeschooling, because I would probably suck as their kindergarten teacher, but she's doing a really good job, And for me, it's really understanding I'm not a consumer of the social media piece. I'm not the scroller. Stop scrolling, and block out times to do things, but understand why you're doing it. I got out of the networking piece because it was not, the hours for that was crazy. We were at a worldwide organization. I had people calling me at all hours of the day. It's not what I wanted. Yeah, right? Not what I wanted. I wanted time freedom. Time freedom. And so in this journey where we're doing joint ventures and we're doing things, we're able to really say, okay, these are the times we work, right? Because it's still work. Like, for example, I share each podcast show 7 different times, and it's something new that we're starting. So what we did this time, instead of taking 3 days to record the intro, the outro, the story, I just recorded the whole thing, mixed it right then. I'm done with that show. It doesn't even air until next month. I got the video. I got the shareables. Everything's in the shareable folder. The guest has it. Everything's done. I don't have to stress about it because it's done. Exactly. And once it's off my plate, we have weekly meetings where we're like, this is what we're doing. Here's our tasks. And then delegating it to the people and finding our who's that can do things and not try to do everything yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that. So time blocking, time action.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's gold right there. Absolutely, that's something that everybody should do. I was actually talking, and this, I know it's not business related, it's more, but I had one client saying like, "Dude, I can't," you know. And I said, "Stop trying to clean a bedroom. Try to clean a floor. So you do the
Right.
whole floor. So you do one thing and then go to the next thing instead of trying, because you do multiple things that you have to do in a bedroom." And
Yeah.
he said,
Yeah.
"That's like
I'm
the same thing,
I'm the
right?
same way.
Do one thing and then finish that, but then finish it for multiple times, right?" So I love that. All right.
Correct.
Podcast. Why podcasting? Why did you choose, or why did you and your business partner, why did you choose for podcasting? I'm not saying like, okay, I go YouTube and, you know, do videos
Right.
on YouTube, or I go on Instagram, which I see a lot of people do as well, or what, TikTok. Never heard of it. I heard of it, but never seen it. Right, but you know, you have so many
I
options.
don't do TikTok, man. I don't understand
I
it.
guess you're too old, man. I don't know, but anyway,
Right. Right.
why podcasting out of so many options of, you know, getting out there?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've done speaking events. I've done live stages.
Mhm.
I've I've done I've been on TV. I've done all of those things. Okay. Um, Frankly, the podcast piece I've never done.
Mm,
It intrigued me, and frankly, I could do it from my house.
true.
I don't have to go anywhere to do it.
Mhm.
You know, and now with Zoom and being able to rip everything down, and you have your audio strip, you can repurpose it on many different ways of doing things. uh that was something that intrigued me, and it was truly about publishing, finding your voice, publishing, finding your voice. You know,
Mhm.
our first couple shows were rough. You know, they were rough, right? You can tell we're reading stuff, right? and
Uh-huh.
and we actually just redid our buffer, because it just didn't fit our show anymore.
Mhm.
What what we were doing at the beginning, and we're only 60 shows in, but we were evolving because of the guests we had, and we were
Mhm.
learning, and everything that we learned from them, we tried to put into place, right?
Exactly.
And so the journey accelerates the more you publish, the more you get around the people that you want to be around. I say this all the time. You are the product of your five closest friends. If you make the most out of those five closest friends, you got to find more friends or help
Mhm.
them make. If you're smarter than every one of your five friends, you're not doing yourself a favor. Go
Mhm.
find someone to push you and just make you strive for that better you.
Mhm. Yeah, well said. Absolutely, absolutely. So going from that, you talked earlier about what you guys do, right? So it's JV partnership, correct? All right.
Correct.
So let's start with the simple question. I hope it's a simple question. What is that? Let's start with that before we go and continue, right?
Yeah. So what we want to do is we pick people up. So we create win-win situations for, okay, if you have a business that, I'm going to take something super random. Let's say you build fishing poles.
Okay.
I don't fish. That's just super random. Someone was talking about fishing poles earlier today, so now it's stuck in my so you build fishing poles, right? Let's say I have someone that builds reels for those poles. So we help broker these two together to
Mm-hmm.
create a partnership for both entities to increase sales, traffic, and visibility for both companies or
Mm,
both individuals. So that's our whole piece. So the now Dream 22 is really helping you increase your sales, visibility, and traffic to your offer and their offer, all three simultaneously.
exactly. I like that. I like that. Um, so why, because again, here there's so many
Mhm.
options of what you can choose and how you can formulate that. Why JV? What makes you say like, look, everybody should do JV partnerships? Is it for everybody? Is that right? Or
No, no, it's not for everybody.
okay.
Because you have to have a mindset of wanting to. Okay, first off, I need to see your glasses. Is that Batman? Is that Batman on that glass?
Yeah, it is, man. It's my kids, don't
Dude,
tell. Wait. I
dude,
got another one right here. Look.
hold on.
Oh,
Sorry, man. I'm a huge Batman freak. All right, didn't mean to derail there. It's not for everybody. What we want to do is make sure we have the right mentality. So
Mhm.
it's about serving people, serving other people, and
Mhm.
understanding at some point something's going to come back for you, right?
Exactly.
If you go into it with the right reasons, and it can't be about making money. Like you can make money at anything.
Mhm.
Go into something to make money, you're gonna fail
Mhm.
because you will do it because you're trying to make money,
Mhm.
right? And that's the biggest piece. We want people that are wanting to help multiple people level up their businesses. They want to learn something. They have value to give, but they want to take value as well, and then increase and learn together. So,
Mhm.
is that for everybody? No, because some people don't see the value in that, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But for the people that we want to serve, it's truly about making sure that we give them something that they're successful in for the rest of their life, not for the time that they just know me.
Mhm. Exactly. Love that. Love that. That fits in really well with my purpose, which is to
Yeah.
serve others so that we can thrive and inspire others to serve as well. So I absolutely love that. Before we end this, because we're almost, dude, Ron, we're going so fast, man. We're almost
I
at the
know,
end,
it's crazy.
right? I would like to give
Mm.
you the opportunity, just any topic, whatever you feel that's in your heart, in your mind. Whoa, I go wrong. Just share a golden nugget with our fellow entrepreneur dads.
Um, don't forget why you're doing it. Don't forget why you're doing X, Y, and Z, why you started it. Because again, if it's not about money, it's probably about you want time with your family.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't prioritize the time with your family, you will lose your family.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. I've been
Mm-hmm.
there. Right? So understand, prioritize the reason why you're doing it. Understand your why to a deep level. My
Mm-hmm.
why is to make sure I have more time with my kids while I'm young, while they're young, that I can never get that time back. So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm always working during that time, or you're always working during that time, guess what's going to happen? You're going to look back and you're going to go, oh my gosh, what happened? What happened?
Mm-hmm. True.
And you never get that time back, ever.
Absolutely. Yep. That's absolutely right, man.
Never forget why you started whatever it is you started. Never forget, prioritize that, and money will come. Don't do it for the money, do it for the time.
True, true, true. Love that, man. Thanks for that last golden nugget. Ron, before we leave, share with the people if they have any other questions, if they want to connect with you, if they want to follow you, besides, and I'm quickly going to share it again, the Hindsight Hacking group where everybody can get into. It's in the description section and in the comment section. So just click on the link. How else can everybody connect with you?
Oh, very easily. www.follow.cool. That's it. Very simple.
Nice. That
Get
was
you to anything, get you to all my social media contents, everything that you need to know about me, and we can connect. You set up a one-on-one call, consultation, whatever you guys need.
there. You go. Love it. All right, Ron, thank you so much for being on. Really appreciate it. Everybody else, thanks for watching this. Don't forget to share this with your friends. I mean, if you find this valuable, I'm sure they will as well. So make sure to share this, and we will see each other very, very soon again. Be healthy
Thank
and stay
you.
safe. No, you're welcome, Ron. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.